In this video, I'm going to talk about why some women leave good men behind. Sharp Game coming at you with another episode from ChooseYourRelationships.com. Offer or boss like secrets, which can be found on Amazon.com. So I got this question from somebody. He wanted to know. He said it seems like um, a lot of women, especially in this pandemic that we're in, seems like a lot of them want to leave the quote good guys, the guy that they've been with for a long time. And even before the pandemic, he knows this guy, he knew personally some women had just left the good guys behind and moved on. So he said, "Hey, what do I think? What's the deal with that? Why does this continue to happen in this society?" So that's a good question, man. And before I get into that, like, subscribe to my channel, click that little bell below. That way, when I upload new videos, you won't miss out. So a couple things that happens, unfortunately, when it comes to women leaving good guys. A lot of times, a lot of women just don't have patience with a lot of guys. Um, Whenever a guy is on a journey of success, it doesn't happen overnight. It's a process. It might take 5, 10, 15 years before you get to a certain level where you want to be in life. And some guys, man, they don't really get started until they're in the 30s. They don't really get serious, start making serious plans until they're in the 30s. So if you met a woman, if you got married when you was in the 20s, he hasn't even started living his life yet. They're just having fun. And having fun and living life is two different things. You can do both. But in most cases, most people in the 20s, they're just living their life. They're not really planning much of anything. A lot of times they really haven't either had the time to do it or thought about it. I mean, it's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of people. It depends on how they grew up. Depends on the family. Depends on where he came from. So a lot of women, I've learned that they don't have a lot of patience when it comes to, because see, the clock has ticking for a lot of women. So it's really hard to get the point across to a woman. If you tell a woman, hey, this is what I'm doing, this is where I'm going, well, how long is it going to take? Now, she might not say that, but mentally, that's how she thinks. Because she's, especially if she's in her 30s, she's thinking, hey, she only got, let's say she's 35. She got 10, 15, maybe 10, 15 good years left. And she more than likely she want kids. If she's 35, that window's going to start closing real fast. And if she get to 50, man, it's almost impossible to have a 50-year-old woman to have kids these days. Of course, some do, but it's not easy for a lot of these women out here. This ain't when your grandmother was growing up. This is a different time, a different woman, different breed of woman. So whatever your mom, if your mom is old as mine, or your grandmother did back, forget about that. These women out today aren't like that. And I'm not, no shot against the women today. They're just not built like that. And that's something that I've had to come to terms with. A lot of these women just don't have a lot of patience. if you're not progressing fast enough, she might jump ship with another guy. Or she might file for divorce. And depending upon the reason why y'all got married in the first place, or why y'all moved in together in the first place, because she's thinking one thing and you thinking one thing. She got conditions. You don't. You know. This is why most divorces women put in for divorce. Guys don't really leave women like that unless she does something awful. Sleep with another guy, give him a disease. That's what it takes for a guy to get a divorce from a woman. It takes something has to be like really tragic. Or maybe she's a drug addict or something like that. That's when guys get a divorce. A woman, you don't even have to do all of that. You can just be struggling, lack of support. And then check this out. A lot of women are selfish too. Not only will she see that, hey, maybe you're struggling, don't have enough support. A lot of these women will not support you, even though you're trying. So they'll just jump ship. You know, that's what usually happens. And a lot of guys will burn out too. That happens a lot too. They'll just burn out and they'll get depressed. And then the woman will jump ship. That probably happens more often than a guy just not being so ambitious. You know, burnout probably happens more often than anything else. Cause you got some guys, you know, they're not really ambitious like that. They just work their job, come home, hit the couch, and look at TV or whatever. And all the bills might be paid, but he might not have no money left over at the end of the month. You know, there's some women that they won't really like that. You know, some guys really don't really have no. They lack ambition. So that might be a reason for a woman to move on, and plus, especially if she doesn't know how to do anything. If she doesn't know how to do anything, and all the burden is on you, she has no talent. All the burden is on you. She's not nurturing. She's not supportive. You're going to have a very difficult time building anything with somebody like that. And there's a lot of women out there that's like that. They don't know how, they have no talent, no skills. They're not nurturing. They're not supportive. So you pushing and grunting. You're out here trying to make something happen. You're trying to build you got to go outside to meet other women, other guys to build with. That's going to be very difficult to do. It has been done. I've done it. But it's very difficult. Because she's not supporting you at home. For, whatever reason. No words of encouragement, no words of wisdom, none of that. But that same person, if you talk to her and you be like, hey, you're making it worse because you're being very negative towards what I'm trying to do. Even though she sees you're making progress. If you talk to that same person that's being negative, they just won't, they'll be, oh, what that got to do with me? Or, what do you want, what do you want me to do? Or what, I can't help you doing that. What, it's always a bunch of excuses. That's usually how it go, man. So a lot of times, the women that leave, the guys, they have a lot to do with the relationship breaking down. Take some athletes, for example. They play football, basketball, they'll retire. Let's take football is a better example than basketball. Because football, nothing's guaranteed. The money they make, their contract is not guaranteed. So these guys go out here, you know, and basically play football. They might retire, they might not. Most of them don't, right? But if they get hurt or retire, whichever one comes first, now he's home all the time. She ain't used to that. And now she's looking at you like, what's up? You messing up my routine. And you might be trying to transition after football. That takes time. I mean, you've been playing 5, 7, 10 years. And now you didn't really plan your exit because you didn't really know your exit because you got hurt. You got bad knees after 10 years, so now you got to retire before you was ready to. And it takes time to transition, right? She doesn't understand that. All she knows is you're home. And she can't go or do what she used to do along with the kids. So now you're a disruption. So after a year or two, could even be a couple months, she wants a divorce. This is why a lot of these guys, when they done with football, they'll become commentators. They work on Fox, ESPN, CBS. They might even they might even coach college or high school football or little league football. Just get out that house, because if they stay in that house with that woman, oh yeah, they'll be divorced. There's a high chance of divorce. That's why this pandemic, a lot of people are being exposed. A lot of people are getting divorced. Man, the divorce attorneys can't even keep up, man. They got to turn down people. It's crazy out here. A lot of these entertainers are getting divorced like crazy. A lot of them you haven't heard. You're not going to hear about it until it's already done. A lot of these entertainers are getting divorced. A lot of working class people are getting divorced. Because they're being exposed for who they really are in the relationship. They don't have no patience. I mean, a lot of women are just selfish like that. And a lot of guys, and another thing, so much has happened in between the relationship for so long. I think and there's so much damage has been done. I think a lot of times, man, some things just can't be repaired. Some things just can't be repaired, man. Some people, there's been so much damage done, because in order for, if there's a lot of damage, a lot of bad experiences that's been had within a relationship, a long-term relationship, say 10, 20, 15, 20 years, 25 years, in order to save that relationship, both parties have to really get real. I'm talking like to the core. I'm talking like you got to put everything on the table, put everything on the line. This is what I feel about this. This is what I expect. This is what I want. This is why I'm not being fulfilled sexually. Everything. You got to do that. So there's no finger pointing. See, that's a hard thing for most people. Because most people automatically want to blame somebody else for why things didn't work. Most people don't take responsibility for anything, especially women. Because women don't have to take responsibility for anything in this society. They don't. Really? They don't. I don't meet a lot of women that take responsibility for very much of anything. They blame everybody. The mom, the dad, the husband, the sister, the brother, the kids. They don't have to take responsibility for anything. Because society rewards them. Regardless. But us guys, we can't afford to do anything. We can't afford to walk around and not be responsible and accountable. Well, we'll be in trouble. So we'll face a lot of consequences. Might even end up in jail. You know, you can't do something. We can't be out here doing stuff. And as soon as we get caught up and blame our parents, hey, you're under arrest, buddy. You said what you gonna say? Oh, I didn't know. Not knowing is not an excuse. You know, women might be a similar scenario. They'll start crying. People feel sorry for them or whatever, especially if it's a white woman. And they'll give her a slap on the wrist and she'll go home. She won't even go to jail. Us, we can't do that, man. No. You know, that's how the game's being played out here. You know, but I would say if you're a guy, if you're on your path to success, whatever that means to you, you're on your grind. I think it's gonna be very difficult for a woman to leave you. Really, you know, it's gonna be very difficult. If she leaves you, it won't have anything to do with your grind, your success. It won't have nothing to do with that. Maybe she got bored. Who knows? But as long as you on your grind, you're trying to achieve some type of success or purpose in life, you're always going to have women around. So I wouldn't even sweat it, you know. But those are just my thoughts. You tell me what you think. Why do you think some women leave good men? Tell me what you think below. Like the video, subscribe to my channel. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.